We met with the Nigerian community. They were very keen to know how the talks we held yesterday with the South African government officials went, and also they were very keen to bring to our attention all the challenges that they've had to undergo here in South Africa, and in particular they got some of the victims of the attacks, a lady who lost her husband, in fact a South African lady who lost her Nigerian husband, and others who had suffered property hijacking, the property houses being burnt, and all kinds of other travails. So we listened to all that, and we listened to a catalogue of grievances, and so myself and then the Minister of Interior spoke to them. Essentially, I told them that, of all the steps we have taken, how concerned we are about what they've been going through, but the relationship between the two countries, a firm belief that the leadership of this country and the vast majority of South Africans are not xenophobic. I told them about the visit of President Zuma to Nigeria last year, and about his search for a special relationship between South Africa and Nigeria. I told them about my excellent relations with the Foreign Minister, or the Minister of International Affairs and Development, and that I was absolutely convinced that the South African government was totally against all that has happened. And I told them that concretely, what this visit has achieved is that the two governments have agreed to set up an early warning unit that would also include civil society, and in particular the Nigerian Union in South Africa. And that my firm belief that with that closing the gap, communication gap between the Nigerian community and South African government, that this mechanism hopefully would address all these issues. They have issues of compensation for all the losses that they've suffered, and are suffering in some cases, still properties that have been hijacked and people not able to access their houses, and they're still paying the rates and other things. And so I told them that, this was really a mechanism to help them speak directly to the South African government, and that we're going to establish a similar unit in Nigeria to address whatever challenges the South African business community there might have, and that we're very optimistic that this would work, and that the South African government has shown the goodwill, the commitment, and good faith, and that they should be patient and not take the law into their own hands, and not to despair too much. I also pointed out that clearly the vast majority of Nigerians here were adding value to South African society, to South African economy, but that there was a minority that spoils it for the majority, who are engaged in criminality, and that they should now feel free with this unit that we've established to be able to inform South African authorities through this mechanism of any information they have with respect to criminal Nigerians. And because hitherto they'd complained that they did not, that very often when they went to the police, the information would leak and their lives would be in danger and so forth. So that this was a mechanism that would enable them to feel free to bring information forward. Reminded them that they're really ambassadors for the country and Nigeria, and the obligation to always comport themselves in the correct way, and that we were confident that going back we now have an institutional mechanism that we hope will begin to address all their anxiety and the very real problems that they have.